Compliments for dancers can get pretty tricky. In fact, those who compliment a dancer, particularly around how their body looks or around how they're eating, can actually ignite a lot of challenges. Even the most well-intended compliment can ignite a ton of struggles and arguably even be a risk factor in the development of disordered eating and eating disorders. So today, we're going to chat about other ways to compliment a dancer.
I'm Rachel Fine, registered dietitian nutritionist and founder of To The Point Nutrition. A dancer's performance is a direct result of hard work and motivation. So where does food fit into this? There's a lot of myths and a ton of antiquated ideals, and I'm here to dispel those.
Hi, I'm Rachel Fine. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist here to help support dancers in their pursuits of connecting the dots between their food intake, their body image, and of course, their performance. Today we're talking about compliments because compliments can get really tricky. And unfortunately, there's a harmful tendency in the dance world. The focus being on physical appearance, particularly in body weight, as a defining factor on how a dancer is doing in the studio. Now, dancers, like athletes, come in all shapes and sizes. However, the notion of an ideal dancer's body still persists and unfortunately lays the groundwork for the overwhelming struggles that many dancers face with their body image. Now, I've previously spoken about how to navigate triggering language around food and body. So, for example, comments like, you should lose weight, or do you think that's healthy enough for a dancer, can be quite triggering. But what about when the comment doesn't necessarily seem judgy? In fact, the comment could feel like a compliment and be the most well-intended compliment. It's still important to understand that when those compliments are about a dancer's weight, shape, or size, or even eating habits, can reinforce the same negative struggles. It reinforces the stereotypes, reducing a dancer's worth to both their weight and how their bodies look. This ultimately undermines years of training and hard work and can seriously damage a dancer's mindset, leading to a lot of insecurities, especially around meal times and fueling of their bodies. So it goes without saying, when those compliments fixate around how a dancer looks in their body's weight, shape, or size, it perpetuates harmful stereotypes, oftentimes surrounding body ideals and thinness, and can seriously contribute to a toxic narrative. So how can we compliment a dancer? For starters, celebrate a dancer's merit, their capabilities on stage, their strength, their power, their artistry, their ability to transcend an audience. Don't let these attributes be overshadowed by superficial judgments based off of their appearance. In addition to this, every dancer deserves a safe space to flourish. And by directing that praise to artistry and technique, to work ethic and performance quality, we shift the focus back to what really matters, which is a dancer's effort in the studio, their skill and their talent. This is truly what will help support a strong mindset, one that is not overcome with a narrative fixated on physical appearance and even on food choices. We want to tread lightly with complimenting about eating behaviors too, because these can reinforce restrictive, clean eating habits that can eventually lead dancers down very rigid roads when it comes to how they're fueling their bodies. So on the blog, I'm sharing over 30 different compliments that have nothing to do with a dancer's weight, shape, and size, and how you can utilize these compliments to provide a more supportive, a more productive narrative in your studio and towards your fellow dancers. Check them out. I will share a link below. Let me know what you think and if you have any others to add. I'll talk to you soon.